We are just going to be live for a little minute. I just finished recording for today. And a lot of times, even though it's cool for the people who gonna come in here on live, right now I'm talking for. Oh, we don't need this. Right now I'm talking for the people who are coming here, who are in here watching this on replay. Because it's a spur of the moment. I'm gonna give people time to get in here. But what I need from everybody today, after I finish the one video that I'm doing, I sat down. Hey everybody, we giving people a chance to come in. I sat down and got ready to record my second video of the day because I was gonna try to get 2 done today. Hold on. Hold on, please. Hold on, please. Oh. Okay. I was going, hey, give me a 2 if you can hear me. Give me a 2 if you can hear me. I was going to try to go ahead and get another video film, but then I was like, wait a minute, I don't want to be making random videos that y'all don't want to see. So what are y'all having problems with? Like, what are you having issues with right now? What is your number one problem? Today I posted a video on the lock method, so go watch that. Give me a 5 if you watched my video on the lock method. Give me a 5 if you watched it. It just went up today. If you didn't watch it, you can watch it when this is over. But okay. The main reason that oh yeah, give me a 5 if you watch I forgot what I was saying. Give me a 5 if you watch the lock method video that I made today. That went up today. And tomorrow the video that we doing is about henna. And I don't know how y'all gonna feel about me about henna, but it is what it is. Feel how you feel. The henna video go up tomorrow. But I want to know, what issues are you having? Are you dealing with protein overload, moisture overload? Like, what are y'all dealing with? Thank you. What are y'all dealing with? I'm just about to put myself up higher so it's gonna look. And I'm about to wipe this lipstick off because I said I'm done filming. Hold on. So we only gonna be on here for a minuto. For a quick minuto. Thank you. Retention. So, okay, real quick. So I want you to watch the video on moisture, because I'm gonna leave that video link in the description box. You guys, it's only 5 thumbs up in here, and it's double the amount of people, triple the amount of people. Give me freaking thumbs up. Like, what is going on here? It's only 5 freaking thumbs up with all of you guys in here. Like, do you not like me? Or like, what's going on? What is going on, guys? Everybody that's saying hi should be giving me a thumbs up. It's literally free. It takes a couple seconds. Just freaking thumbs up, guys. Like, what the hell is going on here? Anyway, somebody just told me. Oh, moisture. So when we get off of here, I want all of y'all to go to the description box and look at the videos that I have on moisture retention, on moisture, like all of that. I know y'all not gonna like what I have to say. I'm not here to preach to y'all. I'm not preaching today. I'm just finding out what y'all need. I'm not preaching today. But to say that you need moisture is you being played. Your hair gets moisture from the environment around you. And I like to use this as an example. And this is one really good example. Not I like to use this as an example. This is an amazing example that I heard TT use in her video she posted yesterday. And a bundle. So when you go buy a bundle, right? When you go buy a bundle, and it's a virgin bundle. Let's say you buy a 18-inch bundle, a 20-inch bundle, a 20-inch bundle. A 20-inch bundle minimum is gonna be at least $100, right? When you touch the hair and you go look at your hand, you will see nothing on your hand. But the hair that you about to spend a couple $100 for is going to feel so bouncy and beautiful. And guess what? There is no product on it. When you go into a hair store and buy virgin hair, there is nothing on it. Nothing. Not even leave-in conditioner. There is nothing on it. And then you go home and you put more product on it, and the more product you put on the hair, the more that the luster of the hair is way down. But you don't need to add product to have moisturized hair. When you go buy bundles, version bundles, it has no product on it, but the hair has amazing shine and luster. That's because the hair is healthy, not because it has added moisture. That's something that I need y'all all to forget about and completely disconnect yourself from. Because think about it, the more products you add to virgin hair, the more weighed down and stringy it gets. It's not going to be flowy. Hold on, let me turn my brightness up for myself. Like, it's going to be really stringy to you and all types of stuff. Like, it's not going to look good. It's not going to have good movement or anything. So it's the same exact thing for the hair that is on your head. It don't work like that. So you don't need moisture. You don't need a moisturizer. If your hair is dry, that means your sebum is not flowing out at a high enough rate. And something, whether it's your, because what are your hair routines? The beauty that said that your hair is, you need help with moisture. How do you wear your hair? From wash day to wash day. Thank you everybody for the thumbs up. And it's not, I'm not just picking on you, babe. This is the other reason I'm saying something about it is because it's something that everybody talks about. But moisture, and I saw length retention. We ain't gonna be on here that long, y'all, because I gotta cook. And then I gotta wash my hair today. Anytime y'all see me with this U part on, it's time for me to wash my hair. Like, this is not additional oil. This is just how oily my hair is. Because look, this is my hair on the top. But then look in the middle of this. Like, it's not dry, but in comparison to how it look right here and how it look in there, you can clearly see my hair is on top. But it makes for a great blend. So that's why when you see this U part, it's wash day. Is it okay to use for the scalp health? No, don't put clay in your hair. Clay is not for your hair. Clay is a detoxifier. It breaks, your hair is a fiber. Your hair is a fiber that's more fine than your skin. It's more fragile than your skin. And guess what? Even if your skin is sensitive, your skin has cell regenerative properties where your skin can heal itself. Your hair shaft is not like that. Once it splits or breaks, that's it. So no, don't put clay on your hair. I love y'all so much, but if y'all don't listen to anything that I ever say, please listen to this. Stop putting food in your hair. Just because, like, if you think that hair products are harsh, herbs are harsher. Herbs are masterful. You don't just play with herbs. You don't just put herbs in your hair. You don't do that. No. Just like sea moss, everybody takes, like, oh, this sea moss. Everybody cannot have sea moss. One of the things that sea moss does, it thickens blood. So if you're a person who already has blood clots or any type of blood disorder that causes your blood to thicken or anything like that, using that is like using that is literally the worst that you can do. Drinking sea moss, having sea moss in your regular diet is literally the worst thing that you can do if you have any type of condition where your blood is already being thickened. All right, because a way that men use sea moss back in the day, they use sea moss, or now men can still use sea moss to get their blood flowing in the area that men need the blood to flow in. That's what sea moss do. So we have to learn to respect the properties of herbs and not just use them however you want to use them just because somebody on the YouTube video told you so. That's how most of us get messed up. Great. How get how hair gets dry after first day of wash. Okay, so what are you something that you're doing? So this, and it's, remember, anything that I say is not just to you. When we say things like I do this and my hair is so dry, my hair is so, your hair is not just doing things on its own. Anything that your hair is doing is a reaction to something that you've done, right? So I'm not blaming you, but I'm blaming you. Your hair isn't just moving on its own. It doesn't have a mind of its own. And if it's growing slow, something that you're doing is slowing down your hair growth cycle. And it's a fact. It's a fact. Because when y'all go look at my testimonials. Don't take my word for it. Check my testimonials. People who use my 7-day hair growth challenge, when they stop doing certain things, and this isn't to promote the challenge, even though you can take it whenever you want. I just want y'all to read the reviews, right? Just read the reviews so you can understand what I'm saying more. When people make small, subtle changes, they can see hair growth fast, like way faster. Hair that people are like, oh, your hair will never grow, or you can never heal from this. Like, it grows fast and instantly, but you need to really, really figure out what your scalp actually needs. No, using a clay, when you use a clay, what a clay is doing, a clay is binding to whatever type of bacteria is on your scalp, and it's killing it. But guess what? Your body is a city. Your body, remember the movie Moses Jones? That's for real. That's really like who you are. So as you are putting more things on your scalp, like clay, as you put clay on your scalp, yeah, it may kill the bacteria at first. And you may notice wild hair growth, not because it's making your hair grow. Your hair was growing anyway, but a bacteria was slowing down the hair growth. So then you put something that kills all bacteria, good and bad, on the scalp, like clay in any form. You put clay on your scalp. The clay kills the bacteria that's been slowing down the hair growth cycle. So your hair growth cycle is able to reset. But then you so excited because you use the clay and it reset the hair growth cycle that you keep using it every day. And then what happens is it ends up killing your good and bad bacteria. And then it goes from you having excessive hair growth to all of a sudden your hair is falling out and thinning out and you don't know why. It is because you have killed all of your good and bad bacteria, and now your hair has nothing left to sustain itself. Use hair products for your hair. Hair products are made by people who understand the same herbs that you found, but they just have learned how to go ahead and use these herbs in a way that's not damaging. They learn how to extract the damaging properties of herbs out. Okay? Is that clips on your hair have? It's a V part. Thank you. But yeah, I have videos on moisture retention, so I want y'all to. And this is alma berry and hibiscus. I have that's what I was recording the video on, but it wasn't on that. But that's one way that you can help your body to repair from protein overload or moisture overload. Braid into and leave it until next wash day. The reason that your hair is dry, right? Well, what products do you put on your hair? And what would happen to you? What would happen to your legs, right? What would happen to your legs if you kept them crossed like this? If you kept your legs crossed, like my arms are big from this angle. If you kept your arms crossed like this all week and you only uncross your arms once a week when you got in to get in the shower. So you only go like you like this all week long. You like this, and then you uncross your arms one time in 7 days for about 2 hours, and then after those 2 hours, you go back like this. What do you think your arms would feel like? Do you think your arms will be strong? Do you think your muscle? And this is not, I am not being funny. I'm for real. Like if it's any nurses in here, anybody in the medical field, like anybody, any therapist, anybody. Or just anybody who, if we remember science class. Your arms crossed like this for a week and only uncross for an hour, maybe 2 hours, one day out of the week. What would happen to your hands if you go like this and try to like do something? Would you be able to take your hands out and real quick? No. Like you would need some therapy. Your bones would be weak. Your joints would be weak. Your skin would have rashes on it. Your skin, your insides, everything. Your blood wouldn't be circulating. You would have clots on the inside. Your blood would be, all of that would be happening. Why do we think that something different happens to our hair? You having your hair braided all week long and only unbraiding it and only having it unbraided during wash day for one time, like that's, and I'm not saying like, because then on the flip side, then you got box braids, but that's a whole nother subject. That's a whole nother topic. Having box braids or protective styles, that's a whole nother topic because there's a whole nother form of preparation that you gotta have, right? But as it pertains to you just going ahead and just having your hair just braided and just leaving it there, that is why nobody can retain length. Your hair is weak. It has no strength. Just like every other part of your body, you have to exercise it so it can build muscle, so it can build strength, so it can build memory. If you are so scared to touch your hair that it's never touched, your hair has no memory, it has no muscle. So anytime you touch it, anything you do to your hair is going to break it because it has no memory. It has no muscle. That is what I'm talking about. That is why you cannot be so scared to comb your hair. That is why I'm saying you only washing your hair once a week, blow drying it, braiding it, and not touching it again. That don't work. If you go to a braider, a real braider is going to do an excellent prep on your hair. An excellent prep on your hair to the point where you are not going to have to touch it until it's time for it to come out. Y'all not going to like what I have to say here. You know, these different product lines that come out with bottles that you can stick in between your braids and you can shampoo. Listen, when I was watching TT Does It All's video the other day, I started screaming at the TV because I'm like, oh my God, finally another professional is saying it. Okay, if it's hard for you to get shampoo, if it's so hard for you to get shampoo and conditioner or oil or grease inside of your braids, so hard that you gotta get something with like a little spout that can fit in between the braids and you can squeeze it. Can I ask you a question? How is it getting out? All of the product that you put in the scalp to cleanse it out, how is the product and the bacteria that you're trying to rinse off the scalp, how is all of that getting out? It's not a rhetorical question. I need y'all to answer that for me. If you have, let's say you got a weave, right? Let's say you got a weave in your hair. This not a weave, it's a U-part. Let's say you have a weave in your head and you leave that weave in for 5 months and you like, oh, I can leave it in for 5 months. I'm washing it. No, you're not. You're not washing anything. You know why? Mind you, I am not just a person on YouTube talking. I have been a licensed cosmetologist for over a decade. I have had over 47,000 women sit in my chair, and I have it on paper to prove it. I have done more weaves and more extensions successfully, and I was damn good at it before I retired. Got videos to prove it. Was damn good at it, booked up for months in advance. So I did weave successfully, and none of my clients got damaged, but there was still a cap. My clients knew if you leave your weave in any longer than 2 months, that's it. I'm not held liable for anything that happens after that. And my clients had to sign papers before I would touch their head that said, if you keep this weave in your head for longer than 60 days, I am not liable for any infections that take place within the hair follicle. Because when I braid your hair up, even if you squeeze shampoo in between the tracks, you're not able to get your fingers in there and scrub. That's why you had to put a bottle in there to squeeze the product. So if you're not even able to get your fingers in between the tracks to put shampoo in there, you definitely can't scrub. And if you can't scrub, the bacteria that you're removing is not leaving the hair shaft. It's just leaving the scalp. Once it leaves the scalp, it is stuck on the braids. Once it's on the braids, a microscopic organism can still crawl right back to where it just was within the follicle. That is the reality of it. All right. So when we are talking about scalp infections and all of this stuff, we really have to think about the way that we are actually doing our hair. Let me get to y'all comments. I had a terrible fungus problem in my scalp from using the clay. My daughter is watching this channel now, so I wanted her to hear you say it. Yes. Like, I, if her daughter, hey, I came into the hair industry at 18. Okay? When I came into the hair industry at 18, I was the youngest girl there. Everybody that was there was older than me. Everybody was like I'm 19. Everybody like 30, 40, women in their 50s, in their 60s. I'm just the young girl, and I was telling these women that were in their 50s that have been doing hair longer than I've been alive, like, we're not supposed to grease our scalp. We're not supposed to leave weaves in this long. We're not supposed to do that. I've always been like this. I've been like this since I got my license. I'm not doing it. Mind you, I got my license. I'm 33 right now. I got my license when I was 18. I got my cosmetology license before YouTube was a thing. I was doing and saying the stuff that I'm saying now before YouTube was a thing, before Instagram was even heard of. YouTube was around, but people, y'all wasn't on it like that when I first got my license, and I sure wasn't. So I'm not just now saying this. I have been saying the same thing for years. And through every change and every fad, I'm still saying the same thing. And I'm never going to stop. I'm never going to change it up, because the thing is, the science of the human body never changes. I don't give a damn what goes on. I don't care what people call it. I'm always going to be a black woman. That's something that's never going to change. I don't care what come around. I don't care what new fad come around. I don't care what new form of BBLs come out. I'm always going to be a black woman at my core. And nothing will ever change that. And it's the same thing for the human hair shaft, for the human hair follicle. It don't matter what hair product comes around. At your core, there is a certain level of excellence that your hair already has. And the more you lock it, the more you try to change it and morph it, the more disturbed your hair shaft and your hair follicle is gonna be. And that's it, that's all. The more complicated you make your hair shaft, the less you listen to it. And the less you listen to your hair, the louder it's gonna scream. That's just how it goes. I've been doing this my whole adult life, nothing else. So, to the daughter that's watching, I just want you to know, and that's why I'm saying all of this. I want you to know that if he's still here, you're probably not here no more. The girls that you've been watching online, most of them are just playing in hair. Most of them don't know what they're talking about. So you're gonna do something just because they made a random video, my love, and then you're gonna be bald with a scalp infection that probably can't be healed, and they're gonna be gone somewhere making videos about living in vans. Because and I'm not trying to be rude, most of the women who make the videos put clay in your hair. They just randomly saw a video, made one, and then that was it. But there's no guarantee that if they told you, oh, leave it in for 30 minutes, that they left it in for 30 minutes. It could have burned. It was like, but I already bought it, so I'm about to post it. That happens all the time. You cannot take something that somebody posts online as something to go over on. Like, for example, if I wanted to, because I've been doing hair for over a decade, well over a decade. So my blend game with weaves is immaculate. If you've ever been able to tell that I got a wig on, it's because I didn't care. Because I don't care that much. I don't. It's not that deep to me. I've been doing hair since before I was able to buy liquor. I've been doing hair longer than my kids been alive, longer than I've known my husband. My blend game is sick. If I want, not right now, because I'm going to take this out. If I wanted to, I could wear this U part in different ways. Like the first time some of y'all saw me, the part was on that side. Other times it's in the middle. I could wear this U part to the point that nobody would know that this is not my hair. And I could be like, this is what you do to get hair like this. And none of y'all would ever know. Nobody would ever know. Unless one day somebody caught me slipping. Nobody would know, but I'm not going to do that. I'm gonna wear it sometimes. I'm gonna tell y'all why I'm wearing it. If I have a thin spot or a bald spot from HS, I'm gonna show you, because I'm not hiding it. Because everybody goes through thinning. Everybody goes through balding. It's going to happen. It's going to happen. If you stress out too much, if something happens on your job, if you have a deadline, if you have a baby, if you have a death in your family, if you get sick, if something happens with your job, anything. If you're going through something in your marriage, in your relationship, something happens with your dog, any level of stress can cause your hair to thin out. It's not the end of the world. You can fix it. But if you do things like putting clay on your hair, you can cause the type of follicle death that cannot be reversed. For example, I'm going to get personal with you. My father passed away. It'll be January will make 9 years that my father has been gone. My father was born in Memphis, Tennessee, but he was a black man from, his spirit still lives. He is. But in this human form on earth, he was a black man that was born in Memphis, Tennessee, but born and raised on the east side of Detroit, Michigan. And my father was one of those, like, if you made anything healthy, it was like, ugh, why you? And I don't mean this offensively. This is what my father used to say. I'm not saying it's okay. I'm sorry. I'm not even gonna say it, because then I'm not gonna say it. But my dad would be like, ugh, you eating that food, ugh. And it was just a certain word for food that he used. It didn't have, anyway, we ain't gonna. And he would just be like, ugh, if it was healthy. Like, we would be sitting at the table and my father would literally, it would be so annoying. Like, if you was trying to eat a salad, anything, my dad would look at it and be like, ugh, that's nasty. Ugh, I don't want to, ugh. Like, it was not a game. Okay? My father was not open to suggestion as it pertained to, like, food and eating and health. The way that a lot of black women are, this isn't a trigger for me, but we're talking about my father. I'm a daddy's girl, so the way that a lot of black women are as it pertains to their hair and hair growth and the hair growth hacks and all of the different things that they like to do is very, very similar to the way that is exact to the way that my father was, right? And I used to, as I learned more things, I would go tell my father, like, Dad, you can't eat that because this is killing enzymes in your body. You can't eat that because this is killing this in your body. You can't eat that because this is happening. He was the girl, leave me alone. Girl, leave me alone. And it wasn't until he started to have blood in his urine, and a lot of other things that I'm not gonna go into happen, that he was like, oh my God, I think my daughter was right. But by the time my father realized it was time to listen to me, it was too late. He went into the doctor and they told him that the point that things had gotten to, it was non-reversible. And then one day I was at home editing a YouTube video and my mother called me. I thought she was laughing, but she was not laughing. She was hysterically screaming, telling me that my father had just collapsed. Me and my husband go over there and get to the hospital. My father had passed out. My father is not here anymore. The reason that I am saying all that is this. The way that the human body works is not like you do something and then instantly it happens. No. Things that you do now to your body, it ends up showing up later. So a lot of times, like, there's so many people that are like, oh, Sin, I try to go tell people what you say, and they like, oh, well, henna's been working for me this whole time. Oh, rice water's been working for me this whole time. Oh, this has been working for me this whole time. I'm gonna keep doing it. Look at me. The human body is funny and fickle like that. Everything looks like it works until it stops working. The way that my father was eating was working until it stopped working, until his body said, I can't take it anymore. The hair shaft works the same exact way. Your hair shaft will be working and everything will seem great until it's not. Until it's not. So when I'm saying don't do this, don't do that, I'm not like, you're wrong, you're stupid. No. That's not what I'm saying. I'm saying that right now, in hindsight, is working and it is giving you the appearance of it being healthy. Just like henna. Make sure y'all there tomorrow. For the people that's here on this live, you get a little sneak peek. Henna, people think that henna is temporary hair color. Henna is not temporary hair color. There is a property of henna that we'll talk about in tomorrow's video. There is a property of henna that penetrates the hair's cuticle, penetrates the cortex, and links to the disulfide bond forever. Not temporarily, but as that thing is linking to the disulfide bond within the hair shaft, it releases pigment. And that pigment shows up on the hair shaft, and that pigment release is temporary, but the linkage within the cortex of the hair shaft is permanent. In the video that I'm posting tomorrow, I'm going to give you the exact name of the thing within henna that is permanent. I'm going to break everything down, so it's not even something that is up for discussion. Like, I don't want to argue about it. That's why henna is a video that I didn't make. At first, I was deciding between rice water and henna. And I decided to do a video saying stop using rice water instead of saying stop using henna, because I thought that rice water wasn't going to be that big, but it was a problem. Henna, I have had over 7 coaching calls within this month alone, and today is the 14th. Within this month alone, from people who have protein overload and bald spots from henna, but they didn't think it was henna at first, because people think that henna is hair color. Henna is a protein treatment. Period. Henna is a protein treatment that leaves a color behind. Period. A lot of people not gonna like that I have to say that. And let me say this. Henna is an amazing plant. Oh my God, it has so many beneficial properties. From the leaves to the bark to the berries. Like, because the pigment is coming from different parts of the trees. But from the barks to the leaves to the berries, oh my God, the henna tree, which is called something else. Y'all learn about the actual scientific name for henna. You'll learn that tomorrow. But henna is not temporary hair color. Using henna in your hair is worse than using professional hair color. And a lot of y'all not gonna like that. Using henna in your hair is worse than using professional hair color. If you use a demi-permanent hair color, a demi-permanent hair color or a rinse, let's say a rinse. If you use a rinse never penetrates the hair shaft. A rinse never penetrates the cuticle. That's why if you use beautiful browns is considered a rinse or like a semi-permanent hair color, right? Temporary hair color. So a rinse never penetrates the hair shaft. That's why if you go get beautiful browns and you have gray hair, it'll cover everywhere else except for your gray hair. You know why? For your gray hair to be colored. For the gray hair to be colored, the color that you're using has to be able to penetrate. Listen to me. For a color to color gray hair, it has to be able to open your hair's cuticle, penetrate the cuticle, go past the hair's cuticle, penetrate the cortex, and link or cluster or sit next to the melanin within your hair shaft. So if henna is not permanent hair color, if henna does not penetrate the hair shaft, can you please explain to me how henna is able to penetrate the hair shaft, penetrate the cortex, and color gray hair? If it's not as damaging, make it make sense. It doesn't make sense because it's not true. Henna is more damaging to your natural hair, especially if you have low porosity hair, than a temporary hair color is, than professional hair color is. A semi-permanent hair color doesn't penetrate the hair's cortex. It doesn't penetrate it. So how can something that doesn't penetrate the hair's cortex be more damaging than something that does penetrate it? Make it make sense. It's not a rhetorical question. I need you to answer that for me. I'm not trying to tell you nothing. If henna is better for the hair than professional hair color, how come henna is powerful enough to penetrate the hair shaft, penetrate the cortex, and link to your disulfide bond? A semi-permanent or a demi-permanent hair color does not link to the disulfide bonds in your hair. They don't. They don't even penetrate the hair shaft. So if henna isn't as damaging and if henna is way milder than professional hair color, how come henna can penetrate the hair shaft but some professional hair color can't? I'm going to get to y'all other questions, but it doesn't. It coats. That's not true. Y'all don't know what y'all have listened to YouTubers so much that y'all believe lies. That's not true. Henna does not just coat the hair. Henna lays molecular bricks within the hair shaft. Henna penetrates the hair's cuticle and the hair's follicle, and it links to the protein. And this is the thing. I'm talking about it now, but tomorrow, in the video that's coming tomorrow, I'm going to give you facts. Tomorrow, in the video that's coming tomorrow, I'm going to give you the actual name of the amino acid. I'm going to give you the actual name of it, and you can search it for yourself. Facts. This is not up for discussion. It's not up for argument. It's not up for debate. I'm not arguing with nobody about it. This is a fact. Henna is not temporary hair color. Henna is more permanent than some temporary hair color. Most of y'all have been walking around thinking that henna is hair color. Henna is a tinted protein treatment. Henna is pure protein. Henna is made of a protein. Henna is a protein that links to your hair's protein and releases pigment on the hair shaft that rinses off. The pigment that it leaves behind on the hair shaft, the pigment that it releases when it links, that stays on the hair shaft and that's there temporarily and that rinses off. But that pigment is in your hair shaft for life. For life. Tomorrow I'm giving facts. So as you watching this on replay, you don't see the video today because I'm going to edit it tonight and in the morning. It'll be up by no later than 4 o'clock tomorrow. But henna is not temporary hair color, baby. It's not. I love y'all so much. It's not. So every person walking the face of this earth that thinks that they are doing something better for their hair by using henna, you're wrong, Leonidas. You're wrong. It is healthier for you to use a rinse from a professional hairstylist than it is for you to use henna. I don't care what pigment. Even the most natural form of henna. I'm talking, you get the plant and you grow it yourself. You take the berries, dry them yourself, mash it yourself. Everything is organic. Henna penetrates the hair shaft and lives within the disulfide bond permanently. It never leaves. Henna is not temporary, it is permanent. That's why it's hard to lift it out when it goes. Yes, that's exactly why. That is why if you go book a real colorist, and I'm not trying to be disrespectful, but not girls who play on YouTube. I'm talking about a real colorist that charge like that starting at like 300-400 for single process. That's super cheap. A real colorist like 300-400. What do you mean? Like 1500-1600 for double process. Listen, if when you go in for a color consult, when I was standing behind a chair, did it for over a decade. When I was standing behind a chair, if I had a client that came in and told me that she has henna on her hair, I would not do her hair. I don't care how much she paid me, I wouldn't do it. It is a nightmare. We call them molecular bricks. Henna leaves molecular bricks within the hair shaft, and it's like hell to remove them. You know why? Professional hair color and henna have a negative reaction to each other. So you almost do more damage to the hair trying to remove the henna that's causing the protein overload or moisture overload. You almost damage the hair more by trying to remove it than you would just letting it stay in there. So people who want to get hair color but they use henna, I don't touch their hair. You are stuck with, if you messing with me, you stuck with henna, baby, until it grow out. Like, I'm not doing it because sometimes it doesn't matter what you do, you can't remove those molecular bricks, especially if you do henna on a regular basis. If you're a person who like, oh, it's natural, so I'm gonna do it a couple times a month, baby, oh my God, I don't care. Somebody could offer me, which it happened before, like thousands of dollars. I won't touch a head with henna in it, period. Molecular bricks, look that up. Henna is a hairstylist nightmare. And because people listen to YouTube, they don't do their own research. But I did it for you. So I'm not gonna go no deeper. Cause I'll listen. And not only am I'm gonna give you the scientific name. This ain't nothing I made up. Henna is amazing. First of all, henna is the name that most people know. I'm going to give you the scientific name for henna. I'm going to tell you all of its properties, and I'm going to give you the property that makes it able to color your hair. I'm going to tell you how and why. But no, henna is not temporary hair color. It's not. And this is the thing: if you a person who put henna in your hair, and you think that it's temporary hair color, you don't gotta listen to me. Peep game. Everybody's shedding hair. Take your brush, because I'm sure it got a bunch of henna in it, and go on YouTube, go on Amazon, or go in your beauty supply store and get some bleach, get some lightener. And mind you, this hair isn't attached to your hair anymore. This is the hair that is already shed out. This is the hair that's already like out of your head, but it has henna on it. And mix some BW12. BW2, I don't use that one. I think it's BW12, BW2, whatever. And get you some 20 volume developer. You can go to Sally's and you can get the small bottle. Mix up the bleach, put it on that hair that you got that henna in. Don't take my word for it. Don't take my word for it. You gotta listen to me. Do this. Everybody that's listening, every woman, because there's gonna be a bunch of people that's like, I know what she's talking about. She don't know what she's talking about. She got a U part on. How she know? She don't know what she's talking about. Girl, bye. Forget all that. I don't care. You don't gotta listen to me, player. Go to Sally's. You don't believe me. It's fine. Go to Sally's. Comb your hair real good. Then clean that brush. Clean that brush real good. Even do me a favor. Before you do what I'm about to tell you to do with the lightener, wash that hair off. Wash that hair off so that way you don't be like, oh, well, that's because it was still henna on the outside. No, 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 no. Mm-mm. And actually wait till your henna thin out. Wait till you can't even see it no more. I want somebody who hasn't put henna on their hair in at least 6-7 months. However long you think henna gonna last in your hair, let's say you haven't did it in 6-7 months. I want somebody like you. Go comb through your hair, get your brush, comb all of that hair out that brush, and then go to Sally's or go on Amazon and get you some BW2, BW12, however you say it, and then get some developer, get a small developer, mix that up, and then put that lightener on that hair and watch that hair turn like yellow, orange, like carrot top orange, green, purple, all types of colors, magenta, purple, turquoise, green, yellow. Like henna never leaves the hair. And guess what? That pigment that attached itself to the disulfide bond is a weird ass color. It's something that will never lift out. So you don't have to take my word for it, baby. Go test it yourself. BW2 or 12, whatever you call it, and developer, comb that hair that's already out of your hair, that got henna on it. Comb that hair out, put that on there, and then you tell me if henna rinses out your hair. You're gonna be like, hell no, because it don't. Okay? Yeah, they charge you. I'm a hairstylist too. I didn't do hair for 35. Yeah. Yep-a-rooney. That's why it's hard to lift out what I like. Exactly. So, that is the video that we're doing tomorrow. But tomorrow, first of all, I won't be like, this is like rant energies and today. Like, in the video that's going to come tomorrow, it's going to be like, hi guys, in today's video, we're going to talk about henna and how it's messing up your hair. So, no. I didn't say that, but my energy is a lot different. But we're going to break it down. So, I'm saying this to say, there are so many hair myths that y'all are walking around believing that are so ridiculous, and I'm breaking all of them. And at this point in my career, I care nothing about how the people who disagree with me feel. I don't care nothing about it. You know why? Because they don't care anything about the way that they making y'all walk around believing a lie. Because give me a 2. Be honest. I'm not attacking. Give me a 2 if you thought henna was temporary hair color. Give me a 2 if you thought henna was temporary hair color. And let me say this. Before I went and started doing my research and getting deeper into herbalism, I thought it did too. But once I started going deeper into my career and taking color classes and color courses, I was like, oh my freaking God, henna is horrific. But I didn't understand the way that henna worked as a plant. But then once I became an herbalist, I was like, oh my God, henna, first of all, is a freaking amazing plant. Oh my God. But it don't go in our hair. You're welcome. Okay, good. Do it yourselves. Can't ruin our hair if we don't do our research. Honestly, unless your profession is hair, I don't think you should be doing nothing yourself. Like, what are you doing? Do you realize you spend more money making your own hair products, using it, and then going to get more products? Because this is the thing. Think about how much money y'all spending. You like, I'm not about to go in the shop and spend all this money on no hair products because they be trying to scam you. And then you go make your own stuff, mess up your hair, and then gotta go back to the beauty supply store to buy a whole bunch of damn products to fix what you messed up. And you would never be in there fixing those problems if you would have just bought a regular freaking shampoo and conditioner instead of making your own. That's what I'm saying. That's all I'm saying. It just makes no sense. You are the best. Thank you so much. There's no problem, babe. I got y'all. So, it don't look like y'all got no questions, but I'm about to go cook and unwind and stuff and wash my hair for the day And I'm going to film my hair washing and blow drying my hair so y'all can see what my hair looks like. Even though I did the last video, but in that last video, it was like right when we moved in here, and it's about to be time to pay rent again. So it's over a month ago. It dries out the hair, too much protein. I had clients that use henna and hair was dry. Yes, thank you. Because it's another professional hairstylist in here. Henna is a protein treatment. Henna is not a moisturizing treatment. And I'm breaking it down in tomorrow's video. So make sure y'all hear. I was about to go into it just because I've been talking about it because I just got done filming. Be here for tomorrow's video. Tomorrow by 4 p.m. It may go up before that. Have your post notifications on. Be here tomorrow. I'm going to go into grave detail. But yes, there is a reason why henna makes your hair dry. I don't recommend for anybody to use henna. Just like I don't recommend for anybody to put rice water in their hair. I have high porosity hair. I would never put henna in my hair. The only people who could use henna are people with high porosity hair, but it's a horrible idea because you have a permanent linkage, a permanent link to your disulfide bond, permanently. It'll be 10 times better if you just go get beautiful browns. Just get a rinse that really lasts for a couple of weeks. They fried y'all. Y'all getting fried. Henna never leaves the hair shaft. So y'all like, I'm done with a professional hairstylist. I'm going to use henna because hair color is damaging. Henna's more damaging. Henna's a protein treatment that leaves behind a pigment. An aggressive protein treatment that never leaves the hair shaft. It only fades away, or that top layer that the hair shaft released when that linkage was first made. That's what's on your hair shaft, but that linkage is there forever. Do you need 2 different routines if you have natural low porosity hair, but your ends are high porosity for damage? No. So wash and goes is a no, even if you under the dryer. This is why wash and go is not. The way that you get breakage is you are trying to comb through. The average person has 100,000 hair follicles on the scalp. Each follicle has between 1 and 4 strands, which means that the average person has anywhere between 100 to 400,000 strands of hair on their head. The reason that most black women cannot retain length is because they let their hair air dry. When you let your hair air dry, you have anywhere between 100,000 and 400,000 strands of hair tangled up together. So if you sit under the dryer with your wash and go and all you did was put products on your hair and then sit there and let your hair dry, every time you comb your hair, you break your ends. Your hair has no memory. When your hair is drying and you just let it sit there and dry like that, your hair is going from alpha keratin to beta keratin. Alpha keratin, write it down or screen record. Alpha keratin is the state that your hair is in when your hair is wet, in its natural state when it's wet, no product, no nothing. That's alpha keratin. Beta keratin is the new form that your hair is in once the hydrogen bond is set. You set the hydrogen bond by drying the hair. So if you just wash it and going, you just wash your hair, put product on, just sit under a dryer. You don't form it. You don't tell none of these strands where to go. You just sitting there and you like, y'all do whatever y'all want. Do whatever y'all want. Then they all gonna dry at different diameters. They're all gonna dry at different sizes at different times. Every last follicle on your scalp is independent. So because your hair is just sitting on your head and there's no uniformity in the partings, there's no uniformity in the way that the air is going to hit your scalp, there's no uniformity nowhere. So the follicles are going to dry at different rates. Some of them aren't going to be all the way dry which is going to make the ones that are dry wet again. So it's just chaos. Instead of just getting a blow dryer and blow drying your hair. Or if you just have to wear your natural curls, if that's your thing, then get some mousse, and it's gonna take longer. Understand that doing a wash and go is not gonna cut your time shorter. It's going to extend it. Wearing your hair natural is not quicker. It's gonna take 10 times longer for it to be done healthy. A wash and go is not shorter. It's going to take longer. It needs to be more aggressive. You need to be more detailed. Instead of just letting up 500,000 hairs just sit on your head and just sit there like, oh, I don't know what to do. That's just, some of us gonna go over here, some of us gonna go over there, some of us gonna go over here, and some of us just gonna sit here and eat some chicken. Like, no. You want uniformity and structure. When you just go sit under a dryer, there's no uniformity. There's no structure. You just sitting there. When it's dry, and then you're going to get out, put some product on, and walk outside. And then by the time you get, and mind you, I've been doing hair for over a decade. By the time you get to the end of your day, your hair is matted in the back, on the side, over here, in the front. You got clusters. It's all dry to different diameters. If you had a hat on or a hoodie or a hood, it's like this. And then you going to get in the house. You going to put some conditioner on it, because that's what they told you to do on YouTube. You going to put some conditioner on it. You're going to get a bunch of products. And you just go saturate your hair in products. You go wet your hair down and detangle it and have a shitload of hair in the brush and turn around and do the same thing over again. And that's why when you go to a hairstylist after you've been natural and only doing wash and goes for the last 3 years, that's why when you go see a hairstylist like me, your hair is completely see-through, because you haven't really been doing it like you're supposed to. That's the reality of it. Wash and goes, I can't stand them. I got 100,000 subscribers on YouTube from wash and goes. So I shouldn't dislike wash and goes, because wash and goes got me to 100K on YouTube. Because I'm the girl that they come see when they done with their wash and goes and their hair is see-through. And their hair has grown out to be as long as this U part is, but it's completely see-through because they do wash and goes. They let their hair air dry, and at the end of the day, they go get conditioner or water or whatever other product and rake through their hair and have globs of hair in a comb. That's why wash and goes is no uniformity. We love like rice water. Rice water took over because Black women were following Asian women's culture. If Black women follow their culture, they will find no wash and goes nowhere. Our ancestors kept their hair stretched. Our ancestors were not walking around with wash and goes. Afros with the Black Power movement, that was something else. That was a statement. That was something else. But our ancestors were not walking around with no afros and no wash and goes. Our ancestors that had long hair wore their hair in stretched hairstyles, where their hair was properly prepared, and then their hair was stretched in a way that allowed the natural oils to go from roots to ends. It's very simplistic. It's not that deep. It's really not. I'm talking fast, and I'm trying to get everything out before I get off here. I'm hungry. Don't tag me, and don't tag them in mine. I don't care. I believe that we in different worlds. Sometimes if you go to another state, or even in the same state, you drive to another side of town, you go to a different grocery store, you feel like you in a whole nother world, in a whole nother realm. We are not the same. I am a Martian. I don't care if they still want to do it. I am not here to argue with y'all. I'm not about to argue with women about something that I've spent my life studying. When I know that I know that I know that I know. I'm not about to argue with a woman who's trying to figure it out. When I know that I know that I know, I'm not doing that. That's dumb. I'm not calling you dumb. I'm calling myself dumb if I'm sitting around arguing with somebody about something that I know. I know that I know that I know that I know, and I got facts to track it. So I'm not arguing with nobody about it. So don't bring them over here, because all I'm gonna do is block them if they on that. Oh no, but it's not true. I'm not arguing with nobody about nothing that I know that this has been the study of my life. I'm not arguing with nobody who done read a couple blogs. I'm not arguing with nobody who didn't watch a couple YouTube videos made by a girl who watched a couple YouTube videos. What are we talking about? I'm not doing that. I'm not doing that. That's the stuff that makes me want to stop making videos. That's the stuff that makes me want to stop creating content when I start arguing with people that I know don't even know what they're talking about. If most of the women that disagree with me, if I ask them what 3 bonds make up the hair shaft, they couldn't even tell me. Most women that want to argue with me, if I ask them what's the difference on the molecular level between straight hair and curly hair, they couldn't even tell me. So why would I argue with you about something that has been the study of my life? That's dumb. So if you hear and you want it, come get it. If not, then go ahead on with your mama. Like, it's just as simple as that. I love you. I don't know what to say about that though. You're welcome, babe. And I'm sorry if that was like a little too like, but I try to keep Detroit saying down as much as I can. But sometimes it's like, what are we doing? Like I'm 33 years old. I've been doing this since I was 18. Like I know my shit, and I'm not about to. I'm not proving myself to anybody. Either you want it or you don't. So beautiful brows is the way to go. I mean, I'm not saying that, but it's not a bad option. I'll still use beautiful brows. Actually, I do. If I ever want to, like, if I do a blue black rinse on my hair, if I just want to do a rinse real quick and I don't want to commit to black, actually, anytime I do black hair color, it's a rinse because I never want to put black pigment in my hair because removing black is so freaking hard because my hair is naturally like a reddish brown. So that's why most of the time I'm only doing a rinse because the rinse is only going to be on my hair for maybe like 10 shampoos, about 10 shampoos. As long as I'm not being too aggressive using clarifying shampoo every time, it'll last me about 10 shampoos and that's it. And it doesn't connect or link to nothing in my hair shaft, but henna links to your cortex. It links to the protein in your hair and it stays there forever. So henna is definitely way more damaging than natural hair, than professional hair color is. And whoever told you that is not don't know what the fuck they talking about. You hear me? Sorry if it seems like I'm aggressive today, but it is what it is. Do you need 2 different? Oh, I already said that. Wash and goes. I wish I could tag you. Yeah, don't tag. Okay, I missed this one. Just getting here. Tomorrow I'll be here. Yes, don't miss tomorrow. So beautiful brows. Yes, okay. Well, Aveda is cool depending on what she, I don't know. What was she saying about Aveda Solutions? Because Aveda is pretty good. I am devastated. I am devastated. Can't hear recover. Happen after henna. We'll be here tomorrow. Yeah, come tomorrow. As long as you like, as long as you haven't gotten to a place where, as long as you're a person, okay, for example, is your hair, let me, before I say all of that, because that could be a lot of words for nothing. Is your hair damaged or breaking off right now from you using henna? Just be honest. I'm not going, the video coming tomorrow, so I got you. And that's why I'm here doing this, because editing scene can pop up and do a little something. And in tomorrow's video, I am going to give you some solutions to fix the protein overload from the inside. So I'm just reading through these before my phone dies. Thanks so much, Sam. It's my pleasure. How can I help my hair bounce back from postpartum shedding? That's a good one. I am going to have a video coming for you for that because we will be here till tomorrow if I try to answer that right now. But that's what this is for. Everybody leave their questions, and that's what I need because I don't want to just be filming videos that has content that y'all don't need. So as y'all ask y'all questions, I'm reading them now, but I'm going to make, if you ask me a question right now, I swear to God, I will make a video. So everybody who's asked a question, I'm making a video specifically for you, and I'm gonna put your question. I'm gonna put a screenshot of it on top. I'll be like, "Hey, girl, this video is made possible by," and then whoever you are in your question. So technically, you're gonna be a sponsor. If you ask a question in the comments, whether you watching this now or on replay, you're gonna be a sponsor of a video because you're gonna be the person who brought up the topic. How can I help my hair bounce back from post? Okay. Same thing. That's the same thing that happened. Is that the same thing that happened to people who has dreadlocks? Is what the same thing? Are there any vitamins you recommend for hair growth? I've been taking flax seeds and noticed scalp sebum has increased. Okay, I got something for you for that. Caught alive. I started drinking butterfly leaf flower. Oh, thanks to me. Ooh. I'm drinking green tea and taking pumpkin seed oil, and my hair is finally growing in my bald spot. Listen, what are we talking about? I don't play with y'all. Tell people to go play with their mama and go play with somebody else's kids and not me. Because I quit school because of recess. Okay, I quit school because of recess. I told them, like, I'm about to keep stopping my work and going outside and playing with these goddamn kids. Like, I don't play with other people's kids. I've been like that since I was little. Same thing here. Like, listen, I'm not going back and forth with nobody because I got the proof. My shit work. Whether it's the reviews that I have inside the 7-day challenge, or I have reviews from people who just watch my videos and make slight changes. Let's get it. Like, y'all can keep putting rice nipple juice in y'all hair if y'all want to. I love y'all. Stop arguing with these girls on these blogs. Let them do it. And don't bring their bald headed asses over here. Or don't bring their little pickle juice smelling asses over here. Y'all think dudes like that. They don't. I worked across from a barber shop. They used to be sitting there, man, do y'all shit be that rice water shit smell like ass? I mean, man, every chick I mess with be smelling like ass. Like, they don't think that shit is cute. They think y'all smell like ass. And it's not cute. Hello, caller. Well, I wonder why our ladies with long hair was see-through. Yeah, that's why. Just because your hair is long does not mean it's healthy. And I think that's where people get so messed up and so confused. They're like, oh, her hair is long, so it's just because it's long don't mean it's healthy, boo. Let her straighten that out and let's see. Like, just because it's long does not mean the hair shaft is healthy. That's what y'all need to understand. You need to be concerned with your hair shaft health and your scalp health. Things happen where your hair thins out, but you can thicken it back up from an internal level. And I'm proving that to y'all. I go through hidradenitis suppurativa and telogen effluvium, seborrheic dermatitis all at one time. All because of hidradenitis suppurativa. With hidradenitis suppurativa, my body produces too much estrogen. When you have seborrheic dermatitis, your body is releasing too much of a hormone that is sending a signal to the sebaceous gland to produce more sebum. Guess what? I have hidradenitis suppurativa where my body thinks that it's attacking itself whenever it sweats. So whenever I sweat, my body sends a signal to my hormones to produce more estrogen. And as it produces more and more estrogen, way too much estrogen, it sends a signal to my sebaceous gland to produce more oil. So then my sebaceous glands get full, and I have like, you see how oily my face is right now all the time. And then I have an overproduction of oil on my face. Remember how I had a nose ring in? Don't have it anymore. You know why? I had to take it out because it wasn't healing properly, because my skin produces so much oil that my body will not allow certain piercings to be able to heal because it can't dry out. It's so much oil being produced because with hidradenitis suppurativa, I produce too much estrogen. So as I produce too much estrogen, I have an overproduction of sebum within my scalp's follicle. That's why I used to wear my hair in a short pixie cut all the time, because a relaxer helped to alleviate my overproduction of sebum. It slowed down my sebum production. But now that I don't have a relaxer, and now that my hair is longer and I live in the desert, I live in Nevada, So it's nothing but sweat and dry heat. So as soon as I go outside, I start sweating. My body thinks that the sweat is a foreign object. So my sweat glands start to attack themselves. That's why I'm not shamed. I've been dealing with this my whole life. That's why my underarms have this is all scarring. None of this is hair. These are all scars because when I sweat, it'll like start to get like inflamed, and this is all scars. Thank God I don't have any outbreaks right now, but this is 30, well, probably about 20 years worth of scarring and scabbing and healing over, right? So I'm very well versed in seborrheic dermatitis because my body deals with that hidradenitis suppurativa, telogen effluvium all at one time. Because guess what? Whenever my sebaceous gland starts to produce too much sebum, it sends a signal to my follicle that is stress going on. And when stress happens within the hair follicle, telogen effluvium sets in because my hair doesn't want to fall out. So it stops growing and it just rests within my hair follicle so my hair won't fall out. So if you see thin spots in my head, that's why it's happening. And listen, I've had hidradenitis suppurativa my whole life. That's why if it's a bald spot in my head, I don't give a damn about making a video and showing it to y'all because I want you to see the bald spot today and then you're not going to see it in a couple of weeks because this is what I do. I've had hidradenitis suppurativa all my life. I've had an overproduction of oil my whole life. When every video that I make telling y'all like, okay, if your body releases too many hormones, that's what hidradenitis suppurativa is. My body produces too much estrogen, which is a hormone. The estrogen is the same hormone that sends a signal to my sebaceous gland to produce more oil. The oil causes stress to my follicle that sends me to telogen effluvium, which then makes my hair thin out. But through the processes that I have acquired, like the ones that I give in my 7-day challenge, or through the herbs that I sell and all of the different information on my website, I have compacted stuff to help y'all grow y'all hair back. Because if I can do it with telogen effluvium, you can definitely do it not having any of these ailments or any of these illnesses. So if you're a person who feels like they can't necessarily receive from me because some days I wear U-part or because one day you'll see a video and it may be a bald spot, that's on you. Because the day that you saw that video of a bald spot, if you was to stick around for about 2 months, that bald spot will be back and you won't even be able to tell where it was because this is what I do. All right? So I hope that makes sense to y'all. Blood flow to your scalp. Am I taking consultations again? Yes, my lover. When we get off of here, I'm going to leave a link to that in my description box. You can. My books are open right now. They are. So what you'll do, you're going to go on there. You're going to request an appointment day. And you can put like your comment saying like whatever problem you have and whatnot. And then I'll respond. A lot of times when you request a day, the days that y'all see open are not my schedule. Okay, so you request a day. Once you request a day, if the day that you request is available, then I'll send you an invoice for the appointment. Once you pay the invoice, then your appointment is confirmed. You are instantly sent the link, and then we meet on your appointment day. But yes, I'm taking consults again. You fine, I get it. I saw it and was like, girl, what? If you don't approve it. Please, can you do a skin routine video one night? If y'all really want to see it, the only reason that I don't do a skin routine is because filming takes so much. And if only 4 of y'all gonna watch it, I don't want to do it. So if y'all want me to do a skin routine, I'll do like a short one. And I'll show y'all everything that I do for my skin, even though that's not a good example because it's like oil accumulating as we speak. It's like, oh my God. Any advice on how to keep the ends of my hair from getting dried out? If your ends are getting dried out, listen, as it pertains to your ends dry, something you're doing is drying out your ends. So there's nothing that I'm going to be able to tell you that's going to help you. There's nothing that you can do to get the moisture to your ends. You have to stop doing whatever you're doing to cause the moisture not to reach your ends. How do you style your hair? After you wash your hair, how is your hair until the next day you wash it? Hurry up and tell me, because I think my phone about to die, so hurry up and type it out. How is your hair from wash day to wash day? Don't make me, and I'm going to tell you every day. I've noticed the difference. I've been doing it for about a week consistently, and I swear my hair looks longer and feels thicker because your hair, you finally paying attention to it. How would you do somebody if they don't? You're not gonna have no luster or no shine. Its hair is damaging.